All right, what's going on out there, everybody? JT back in the studio. Excuse me. Studio 10-4 live on a Wednesday afternoon with the weekly update for August the 6th, 2025. It is the first show of the new month, and we are winding down 2025, man. It's going away fast. So's the summer, too, and it's funny. Luckily, our summer is mild, so I'm pretty happy about that. Hey, Sharon, how are you, honey? Uh, I know cross country, man. I watch as soon as my TV goes on. First thing that comes up is weather. Eric, what's going on? Our very own Eric Hill in the studio. By the way, today's show brought to you by Lifetime Plastic Nut Covers and the folks over there, Nikki and Jr. and all of their team. I guess it's public knowledge. So, but I say that because I read it today on Facebook, and Jr's wife put an announcement out there that they are battling some health things that he's going through. He's been going through them for a while, and I remember reaching out a month or maybe more ago and never heard anything back. And now I know why, and that is because he's battling a couple of different types of cancer. So we all hopefully send good vibes and prayers and thoughts and for recovery for JR. Great guy. Just love that guy. Built a hell of a truck and a hot rod again this year, and brought it over to the Mid America Truck Show. Had it inside at their booth, at the Lifetime Nut Cover booth, and it was a hot rod and a half, man. That thing got more looks, I'll tell you. I just hope that he gets better with this, and things happen in a very, very positive way. So keep him in your thoughts there, everybody. Kevin, what's going on? Driver of course. Tim Siebes, what's going on? April Siebes, CDG Dougie. What's up, Burrito Dougie? Or Taco Tuesday Dougie, or Barbecue Dougie, or Jerky Dougie, or wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, Dougie. What's going on, buddy? Good to have you on the show. Miss Shannon in the show. Dang it. And and there's another one, everybody. More so we need a prayer circle, like a prayer roll. And Dan the man, his mom went under surgery, underwent heart surgery yesterday. So she's in recovery, and we all hope that she's doing well and on her way to better, healthier days and ways. Your heart, man, that's your engine. You gotta have it. It's got to work. It's got to be in good shape. So take care of it. Southern Ontario, Canada. Kevin, well, thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. And if I missed anybody, if I did, listen, it's because I just haven't gotten to you yet, but or haven't seen you. And sometimes I don't see everybody in this on my screen. I'm looking over here that way, and I've got everybody that's in the show, or at least that's making a comment. There's a lot of guys watching, a lot of folks watching, and if you don't make a comment, I just see who's making comments, and that's it. Pete, what's going on, buddy? Good to have you on the show, watching all the way from Scotland again, I guess. Jamie, hey, nice to have Jamie on the show. Right on. Good deal. Our guest today, and I'm just going to mention real quick, and I got a couple more things to share with you. Y'all might know Brandon. Brandon Carpenter has been around a little while here and built some nice rides and been out there. He's a builder, a trucker, a chrome salesman, a bar trailer provider, a honky tonk on wheels. Shows up, and if you see that thing at the show, there's going to be a good time. There's probably going to be some music involved. Somebody like a Long Haul Paul or who knows, showing up and hanging out and playing music all night in the back of that trailer. And it's set up for it. So got a full bar, plenty of room for folks to sit down and enjoy the music and have a good time. And we did that. We did that at Mid America and on Saturday night, and just had a great time. A lot of fun, a lot of great music. and looking forward to the next time that we can do that. So we'll have Brandon out here in a bit. I was out of town over the weekend. I went to Monterey, California. I was there for uh, kind of a bit of a family reunion and a friend reunion because that's where I come out of is the peninsula little town called Carmel Valley, California. But I was there for my niece's wedding. She got married, and some of you know Brittany. She, when I was living in Folsom, was working at KCRA, which is the local NBC affiliate. She not only did weekend anchors, but she was also a reporter out in the field. She left after her contract was up and moved down back to the Los Angeles area so she could be with all of her family and friends and everybody else. And then uh, with her fiance, now husband, in tow, who they had met at her original place where she landed when she got out of college, and that was Albuquerque, New Mexico. And now she's working for NBC down in LA, the NBC, KNBC, Los Angeles NBC affiliate. So good things ahead, I'm sure, for her. She's quite a talent, great in front of the camera and with people. She's just a beautiful soul, beautiful young lady. It was an incredible ceremony held at a very very private location, Navy Postgraduate School in Monterey. We all had to go months ago, had to go through background checks just to get into this place, to get into the venue. And there was about 200 people or so, but great time. A lot of fun being back on the peninsula, seeing friends and hanging out. So I recommend it definitely as a place to go to. And if you have your spot and you haven't been there in a long time, wherever that was you grew up, you might want to go back there too and just hang out and see some of your friends and people that you spent all that time with growing up, man. It's really something to see everybody. And at this point in my life, I mean, I'm not like I'm a super old guy, but I'm an old guy. It is that time in life where, man, people are leaving the building. So get a hold of folks, man. You know what? Get a hold of folks anyway. Doesn't matter how old you are. Reach out and talk to people because if you don't, you might not get the opportunity. So cheers to that and your health. So I met Brandon, and I think he's probably going to remember more than I do where we met at one of the shows that probably was Louisville a few years back. And we've been working together for the last 3 years and enjoying the hell out of it. Love what he does, love his attitude, very positive, and he knows everybody out there and everybody knows him and just brings a real nice friendly spirit to the party. Let's just put it that way. And he's a lot of fun. He's got a great sense of humor. And if you saw the promo, you know that's the look. And we're going to bring him in right now because the Amish thing is just something he has fun with. But he's in that country, right?
Yep, coming to you live from Amish country here in Central Ohio.
You got the gerbils out there spinning the wheel, making power.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got our diesel generator going, and yeah, we're charging our cell phones as we speak. You know, that's how I'm coming to you here. Got the computer fired up off the batteries. You know, with the diesel generator. So
I bet. Well, how you been, buddy?
busy, man. Busy. I'll tell you. Tonight's a prime example. I am not prepared for this at all. We're gonna
That's
wing this
good.
one and go with it because
Yeah.
I've been so busy today. It's just been another crazy day here in the shop, like
Oh,
always. And as you know, I've been all over the country and here, there, and everywhere. But lately, I don't even know where I'm calling home these days.
well, we'll talk about that a little bit. So you have been on the go, moving around the country, not like you've been out trucking, but you've been doing dual duty. You've been at another business helping out, and now you're back to doing your thing more 100% of the time now, right?
Yeah. So right now, I'm back to being here in Ashland, Ohio, in the shop full time again, and I'm really looking forward to it. One of the bad things it seems like is sometimes you get so busy, you kind of get away from your roots and what you really enjoy doing and really kind of what your passion is. Life has its ways of pulling you away in different directions and kind of setting you all over the place. And it's like I found out here in the past year. I miss building trucks. I haven't had much time to be in the shop like I normally was,
Right.
and I have that passion, and when you're not doing it every day and you're doing other tasks, it kind of makes you a little stir crazy, to be quite honest with you.
Well, and you're good at what you do and you enjoy it. So, uh, make your job fun and make your fun your job, and you'll never work a day in your life or something like that. They say, and I agree with that 100%. Um, and building trucks, I mean, you kind of stepped away a little bit because you were involved in another business, and everything on your side just got put on the kind of on the shelf a little bit. So now, have you got things lined up, or are you getting things lined up so you're, months out, or where are you at? Where are things looking? Where are we at?
Yeah, so whenever, I kind of stepped away there for a minute and I was still running the show here and still very actively involved. I just wasn't as involved in the day-to-day operations like I used to be. And so everything here, is right on schedule. We're plugging away. As usual, we're always running behind because I think every truck builder's that way, but
I
I don't
they're
know any
months
that's
out.
not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, but we have plenty of work, as I'm fortunate enough. I get to build some trucks for some great people, and they keep me busy all the time. I never seem to run out of stuff to do. When one leaves the driveway, another one shows up. It seems like so. We got a lot of cool trucks in the works. A lot of cool things happening around here. I'm excited to be back and get a lot more hands on again and get involved in a lot of this stuff. And it's definitely a deal for us where we're normally booked. I mean, at least a year or two out. That's kind of generally where our schedule stays, and it's not changed a bit since the other adventure. So,
yep. We're getting some comments in here, and one of them, Stephen McGee.
well, Stephen, they will let anybody in this show also, and they shouldn't allow you to comment. I already know that.
Hey, we're an equal opportunity forum here, man.
That's right.
We will pretty much let anybody come in and visit. So, uh,
Yeah.
over the years, you've built some pretty amazing trucks, worked with some pretty amazing people. I know some of them are 10-4 cover truck families. So let's talk about that for a minute. Um, Bob Bogle, one of them. Is there any other ones out there? And what truck did you build for Bob?
So we did Bob's GMC, the 9500 GMC. I believe
Yep.
I built so many trucks. I think that one's a 68. Well, it's actually many different trucks put into one, but I think it's titled as a 68. But we did that one a few years ago for Louisville. We actually have another really cool one in the works. I don't really want to dive too much into that, but we are
Okay.
building another truck for Bob, and then got a couple other things going on for Bob too. But Gary Jones, obviously a lot of people know the truck Easy Money. That was our original one of the first trucks we ever built for really anybody. And then since then, we've done a lot of smaller jobs here and there. We get into a little bit of everything. I mean, it's amazing to me sometimes how many trucks we turn out and just all the crazy things going on around here all the time that we're able to even keep our head above water with as much work as we got going on in the shop and a small crew as we have. That's one thing I am really proud of is our crew is small and I feel like we get a lot done, but we also like I say, like any truck builder, we're always behind. It never seems like we catch up. So
Any any preference on building? I mean, are you looking for, do you like doing the older trucks? Are you kind of like, the show here? We'll take anybody. Will you take any truck? I mean, where are you at with that?
it's kind of like this. I mean, it's like anything. I'll do what pays the bills. I mean, we'll build new stuff, but I really prefer the old stuff. I mean, that's where my passion's at. That's where my heart's at. That's the kind of stuff I want to be doing. And for the most part, I get to stick to that. Occasionally people do bring us new stuff, and right now we're actually doing a engine swap for Bob Vogel on a 660 Kenworth of 2012. So, I will work on new stuff, but I hate it. I try to keep it to the old stuff. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
yeah, given what you bring, usually either the, A model Kenworth or the, International, which you brought this year to, Louisville. I know your flavor, I'm just letting you share that with everybody else out there, and this year's combo that you brought, what a great combination, man. That truck was drawing a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's one of them trucks, that the cool part about that truck is it's actually been here locally my entire life. That truck has been in this area, and it was kind of a sad story for anybody who follows me on Facebook. You can see the transformation that that truck took. We basically pulled it out of a junkyard, and it was pretty amazing to see just how bad a shape it actually had gotten in. And all them years of watching it go up and down the road, and then a friend of mine owned it, and the time he had it, and just kind of watching the progression of that truck go downhill was it was a sad thing. And I was really glad to bring it back. And then I thought it was pretty cool because you show up at Louisville and you got the only 4300 in the parking lot. You know me, I
Yeah,
like being different, so that was definitely a different thing. I'm
yeah,
sure, I don't know how many years it's been, but I know it's been a while since I've seen a 4300 show up at Louisville.
yeah, well, and especially with a honky tonk in tow. So, let's tell everybody, what year and model is that truck, and what year and model is that trailer that we, are so lucky to go hang out in there at the shows?
So the international, it's a 1979 4300. Um, it is a basically just a standard 4300, 400 big cam, 13 speed. Nothing super fantastic about it, as most internationals aren't. But it's just a nice combo. It's a great, driver just to do what I do with it. And then the trailer is a 1986 Dorsey, 48 102 wide. Obviously, over the years, the trailer has really completely changed from what it originally started out as. The bar
I wish
trailer
we
has
had some
sure
pictures so we could share everybody with it, but yeah, it
it's
you got it's a sight to see, and you gotta here's what I love about that whole setup is, man, it's just a party waiting to happen.
It is. It really is, and I love it because it's like I tell everybody, I had a vision before a truck show, so we were going to large car truck show in Rafine, Virginia, several years ago. And like 3 days before the show, I'd been collecting stuff for this bar trailer forever. And I had this vision of how I want to make this bar trailer. And oh, maybe we'll get a few people that'll come hang out and it'll be something, we can have a little fun here and there with. And we threw that truck or that trailer together in 3 days before that show and took it out there, and it was an instant hit from day one. And every show I go to, I always hear the same thing from everybody. They walk up and they look in, and they're like, "Holy crap, there's a bar in there."
Yeah,
And nobody can really believe it. And then,
yeah.
every show it becomes more and more popular. And that's kind of where we're at with everything now is it's become so popular that I'm looking for ways of how we're going to have to expand this and what we're going to do. And there's definitely some changes coming to the bar trailer. I think some really cool changes that everybody's going to like. But we are expanding. I've got an idea, and I think we're going to pull the trigger on it and make it happen.
Interesting. I will be curious to see what happens. I mean, whatever you do, it's gonna have to be I mean, I'm gonna guess, being an RV guy, me, I live in one, slide outs possibly, or what are you thinking here, man?
I can't. So it's just like the Ryman Auditorium, okay? Like like the original. You can't take away from the originalness of it. I mean,
No,
you just
no.
can't. I don't want to take away from the historical value of what that trailer is because for a 1986 Dorsey, it's in amazing condition. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really a really stout trailer, and you don't want to take something that's like a honky tonk legend that's like part of the whole thing and throw a new school twist on it or take away from the historical integrity. I don't want to do that. It's like the Grand Ole Opry. They moved over to their new location.
Yeah.
And now the Ryman's kind of a museum essentially. They still play shows and stuff there. Well, I would prefer to leave this trailer as original as possible. And one of the thoughts we're having is how we're going to expand is we're trying going to basically do it in a cool historical way that we're not changing it up too much. We're not getting too carried away with it, but we're going to expand our footprint. And unfortunately, it's going to be a lot more on my shoulders to make sure it all happens for each one of these shows, but it's going to be very welcomed, and I think everybody's really going to enjoy the new edition.
Like I said, I can't wait. You know, people that don't know the history of the Ryman and the Grand Ole Opry and that area down there. I've been there, and I've not been all into the old auditorium, but I hung out at Tootsie's, and that place, Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, which is so all of the shows would happen at the Grand Ole Opry. The after parties were at Tootsie's, and Tootsie's is a 2 or 3 story honky tonk that you can have several different parties going on in at the same time, and everybody have a great time and just go all night long. And that's apparently stories that I've heard is what they used to do down there. And I mean, you'd hear and see some of the greatest names in country music and entertainment ever at that location. So I get what you're saying. The party still goes on there. So the Ryman next door, like you said, it has changed in its identity a bit as far as what it does, but it's still who it is. So
Yep.
yeah, you got to keep that.
We got to keep it going, man. It's turned into quite a deal, and it's just what you just said. We get some of the like you said, some of the biggest names in country music. We get some of the biggest names in the truck show world in the bar trailer,
Right,
and
right.
some of the best country music that gets played at on the truck show level happens right there in the bar trailer. You've experienced it. We've had some
Yep.
amazing nights in there, and the acoustics and some of the music that's been played in there. It's brought so many wonderful people together, and it's become kind of a gathering place. And the music, man, the music is amazing, as you know, that goes on there.
I love it. I must be I'm saying you must be saying that from experience. So that's good to know.
Bobby's telling her wild side.
Yep, yep, no doubt. You know, there's a lot of music involved in what goes on at the shows. Some more than others, but you get Tony Justice out there. He's a pretty staple talent out there at a lot of these shows, and seems like Kentucky Headhunters have become a regular kind of deal now. They've been showing up a lot, and then some of the other shows they have their usual suspects that they bring out for playing, but yeah, I can't wait to see what happens at some of these shows where the main stage act is done and word gets out, hey, get back over to the Carpenter honky tonk and carry on, right?
That's right. We've had that's happened many nights at many shows, and the after parties become, almost as fun as the main headlining act, that and it's like this. I'm not partial because it's my bar trailer, but I can tell you we've had fun. Like we've definitely had a good time. I hate it I can't do more shows. That's the one drawback to it too, is it becomes such a highly sought after thing that people enjoy so much, and people are starting to request, you come to their show and stuff, and I would love to bring it out to every show, but the time away from, just the business and then just the financial aspect of it, it's so tough to get out there at all.
Welcome to the world of 10-4 magazine. It is the exact same deal. I mean, we would love to be everywhere, and it's a very difficult thing to get out and do everything that we are doing. And then, of course, with the undertaking of 2 shows ourselves now per year on the West Coast, it's thinned us down even further to being able to go out and go places. So we get it. You can go where you can go. That's it. You pick and choose where you can make it and be at and do the best you can to show up. And in your case, man, I'll tell you, you're bringing the party, man, and that's the funnest part about it is no matter where you go, everybody's going to have fun with you and have a good time. So People need to seek you out and get on that list. That's the double secret list of where's the Carpenter honky tonk at and how do we get in. I don't know how you figure that one out, but listen, you just have to do it when you get to the show. We met. I was thinking about it. I think like 4 years ago, 5 years ago in Louisville, and you were cooking in the back of that trailer and had some hot dogs or some brats or something, man. And I was starving, and you said, "Hey, come on back, I'll feed you." And sure enough, you did, man. That was my whole meal that day. And it was one of them cold ones in Louisville that particular day, but I remember now. And I remember one year I had the cart, Carl the cart, and I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was that electric cart that I rigged with all my gear on it, and the wheels on that thing started coming apart. And Jimmy Gansky had some spray, or was it you? Had the spray adhesive. I think it was Jimmy. Had spray
I
adhesive.
think it was Jimmy. Yeah, it wasn't me. Yeah.
Yeah, and we sprayed everything down and stuck the tread back on, and I was good to go. It's been that way ever since. So it's all part of the team effort, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Well,
go.
I'll tell you, I really have a fond memory of that day too because it was so cold out, and I remember you walking around the back of the trailer, and I'm like, man, I don't envy him right now. Like he's got to go out here and wander around all these trucks and talk to all these people, and I can just
Yep,
sit in here. And I remember we took the grill inside,
yep.
and even though it was a charcoal grill, man, it was putting off great heat, and all the smoke was going out. It really wasn't bad at all in there. And when you walk back there, I'm like, man, I got to at least give him some food because he's got it way worse than I do
I look pretty pathetic, I'm sure.
right
I like what she says here. She's like, it's like Fight Club, man. Never talk about Fight Club. Oh
now.
man,
So
that's
that's Bobby McGee and Steven, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
are great bar trailer sporters.
yep.
They've become part of the bar trailer family, and the bar trailer is never the same if they're not there. They've really helped make the bar trailer what it is
I,
too.
I think we were all on the same side of the trailer, sitting next to one another at the last Mid America show. Yeah,
Yeah, you guys were. Yep.
yep, that's right. And we all met. We all met at that show. And Long Haul Paul, of course, entertained us and a few other fellas, and there was a good time had by all. What's on the agenda? Where are you going to be at coming up? What's happening? You got anything marked out?
So I've got a lot, as everybody knows, I've been traveling a lot, and going back and forth to North Carolina and everything. So I've been really busy, this summer, the spring, this has been a super busy year for me. And so unfortunately, I kind of decided this year too that I wanted to do a few less shows because I'm getting burned out on some of it, that I got a couple trucks of my own that I want to finish and I just don't have the time. And, I gotta kind of be back here and get some things done. So what we're looking at right now is we are probably, and I know this 100%, the definite next show that's 100% we're going to do is going to be Atlanta. And we'll definitely be Atlanta. That's one that we're not going to miss. And we may pop up at a few more shows, but everything's just kind of up in the air right now on where else we pop up, just because it's just going to be schedule permitting at this point.
Well, I mean, we'd love to have you out on the West Coast, but this year, and this is the last time that this is going to happen, is the conflict, the overlap of Atlanta and Bakersfield. Our show is the same weekend as Atlanta, so everybody on both teams is committed to figuring that out next year, so we don't have that happening anymore. And that way, guys can do both, or pick either or, and do whatever they're gonna, however it's gonna work out. So it'll be a good show. I mean, there's a lot of West Coast metal going out there, man. We got a bunch of trucks going out that were picked up at the Trucking for Kids show by Evan and given their passports, and they'll be out there for that show. So best of luck. Um, Jamie Williams, yeah. Well, you know what? Look him up, man. The next show that you guys are at, I'm sure. I know for sure you're going to be in Louisville, so that'll be an opportunity. And Jamie, if you end up out there at Atlanta at that deal, then you probably can connect out there as well. But yeah, Jamie, good guy, one of our cover truck men, family, uh, uh, Brandon, you guys need to connect and hook up. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, what's on the agenda here now as far as the build scene? What's the schedule look like if somebody comes in and says, "I got an idea, I want to do something." Where you at? Timeline? What does it look like?
You don't want to know.
Ah,
um,
well,
so
maybe not.
so I to be quite honest with you, and you know, we're to the point where I'm kind of reached a crossroads in this truck building business, you know, and that's kind of been one of my struggles for a while is what do I do from here, you know, and I feel like, you know, everybody's always looking for the next best thing or, you know, trying to find their identity where they belong and, you know,
Yeah.
where basically where they should take their business, where they
Shoot, man,
shouldn't
we
take it,
talking
that
trucks
type of
or
thing.
life?
I mean,
What are we talking trucks or
yeah,
life right now?
exactly, exactly. Some days I feel like I need life counseling because yeah, it's just it's quite interesting around here.
Yeah.
Some days and I'm a deep thinker, so sometimes I way overanalyze things, you know, and I'm just constantly thinking about things. But where I'm at with it is I'm kind of at a crossroads of do I grow bigger? Do I stay the same size? Do I maybe pull back the reins a little bit and just concentrate on me? You know, I sometimes I hate it because, you know, it's like anything else. You get so big, you get so much stuff going on, and at a certain point you kind of lose control of things of what is personally what you're doing, what you can personally put your hands on. You can't build every truck. You can't make every part yourself. I mean, there's no way to do all that. And part of me says, you know, I'm the kind of guy that maybe I just stay small and I just kind of do my own thing type thing. But with that, it takes me a while. You know, I'm not fast by any means. I mean, you know, we're not a great big shop. You know, there's a lot that goes into these trucks, as most people know, and you know, it
Yep.
takes a while to build one. So right now, if somebody wanted something done, to be quite honest with you, I don't even know what I would tell them. And that's kind of what I've told everybody is if you want to bring a truck to me, that's fine, but I can't give you a timeline on it. You know, it's just we got so many other builds going, and I got so many other trucks that I'm going to be busy for a while.
I think the
So
I think the answer, at least for me as the host, is to say to you, you do you and work that out so that you just have measures of success in the builds that you have going on right now, and then whatever comes in along the way, if you can take it on and get to it, then you get to it. Jeff Patello just chimed in, and I know Jeff is he's feeling what you're saying.
right.
It's a crossroads, man. It is. You guys, and here's the thing: there are so many guys that have taken on the title of builder, truck builder, custom builder, whatever you want to, however you want to frame it. There's so many guys out there that want stuff done. There's enough out there for everybody. So it's not like there's a shortage of the work that the guys want to do.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of here's the thing, man. It's finding good people that will take it on and see it through to the end and get it done. And and then mission accomplished. Get a success story built. I mean, listen, not everything's perfect, even with the perfect, best, most, perfect, best builder. Things happen. So it's being able to work
Oh,
through that stuff.
100%.
Yeah, it's being able to work through that stuff with your build, with your customer and yourself. I mean, I know how frustrating it can get. Um, and the supply
Is
chain still not straight, right?
No, and that's one of the things, you know, I always say is you kind of when you go into some of these builds, not only, you know, it's an age-old problem. I mean, every gal, everybody always thinks, you know, I can look at that and I can do that job in 8 hours. Well, 16 hours later, you're still working on it most of the time. You
Yeah.
know, most of the time, if you think it takes 8 hours, it takes 16 or however
Yeah.
long. You know, it's 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 just a mental thing. It's a human mental deficiency. Most of us have it. You know, very few people look at something and go, "Oh yeah, it's going to take me 3 hours," and they get it done in 3 hours. You know, especially with this type of work, it's
Yep.
tedious, it's meticulous work, and if you're particular, it's going to take you a while. You know, and sometimes you know that's kind of one of the big things with this is not only do you have to train your mind around that fact to understand that you can't beat yourself up every time that you don't get a truck done when you think it should be done. Um, And then the other side of it too is your customer. You know, you kind of, it's like I say, you know, it's a relationship whenever you build for somebody, that
It
you
is.
both are kind of working through it, because not only are you frustrated when you don't get it done, you know, in a certain window or get to a certain point, your customer's frustrated. And you know, it's just a, an issue you got to work through, because I'll tell you, I don't know too many people in this business that always meet their deadlines, and it's always, everything goes 100% perfect. It just never works that way.
No, man. No,
So
no, it does. It just doesn't happen. You know, the thing that I'll tell you, I've talked to different builders out there, and I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna quantify that. So, you know, in my time trucking, I looked at it like there's drivers and then there's operators, and you know, you pick which one you want to give the higher ranking. I had mine, but um, you got builders, and then you got, you know, guys that are just kind of building trucks, whatever they're doing, you know. But um, there's a lot of quality that has to go into this thing to make it work, and to see some of them to try to get into it and bid a job, I shook my head. I can't see that. It's time and materials, period. You don't know what's
yeah,
going to happen, especially if it's an older truck. You don't know what's going to happen. And listen, I come from the construction world, general contractor. You know, yeah, we bid stuff, but we also made room for extra work orders. You had to. You just did. You never knew, especially in a remodel, what you were going to get until you opened up the floor and the walls and the ceiling and, you know, got into everything. Some of these old trucks, man, you start pulling shit off of them and it's all rusted and there's no metal left. Now what? You know, or whatever, you know. I mean, the wire's been ate by rats. There's been whatever, you know, or chemicals from de-icer, on and on and on. And, you know, the list goes on. So I think everybody has to be aware of the fact that if you're going to build a truck, it should be time and materials, and there's a lot of unforeseeable stuff in there. My Dodge truck that I took in and had rebuilt, there was sort of an estimate, kind of, you know, but it was nowhere where the when that truck was done, yeah, it was nowhere near what we all kind of thought it was going to be, because there was just so much crap that they found wrong along the way that it ended up pretty much costing more than I had paid for the truck when I bought it new, you know? But and it's still not painted. So yeah, and here's Jamie, right? Yeah, Jamie knows what's going on. Remodeling period, too many unknowns. Yeah, man, it is. You know, Jamie builds commercial and mostly, right, Jamie, and you know, new construction. I mean, you have to be pretty sharp on that. You really do. And it's a different world. But remodel, forget it. Yeah, forget about it. It's a different deal. So, well, you know, we wish you the most success, and I would love to see you out on the West Coast sometime, whether it be trucking for kids or the trucker rodeo. I think the rodeo would be a blast for you, and the international and the bar trailer, man, the honky tonk. I think it would be a blast.
yeah. I keep, you know, I have this dream, and you know, I've been out west in the semi. I just don't know why. I guess maybe it's because the bar trailer, and just I have this dream of making it out there and just cruising around and hitting some shows up, you know, and probably honestly doing it in my A model. The international, that would be a long way to go in a day cab. I wouldn't be able to walk by the time I got there. I guarantee you that much. But the definitely the A model, and
Yeah.
just cruising the West Coast in that thing, that is a total dream of mine. And you know, I'm sure here in the next year or so, I'm going to pull the trigger and end up out there one of these days. I mean, it's bound to happen at this point.
Well, there is a West Coast swing that's going to happen here now. So we have the Souza Memorial Show end of September, and then October, Bobtail has their show in Dixon, California, and then our show in November down in Bakersfield. You know, pretty close proximity. I mean, depending on what a guy's doing while he's out here, you might be able to fill in the gaps a little bit, and do something. You know, maybe not make all three, maybe make two, maybe I don't know how, you know, however it works out. But let's look at it in 2026 and see what we can do to get you out here and have some fun. I mean, I think you'll have a great time, and there's some great shows out here.
Definitely. I wanna come out west in the worst way. I mean, that's on the bucket list for sure, is get out west and start attending some of that stuff, because I already know, from being out there before, I'm gonna love it. It's one of those things. I already know it.
So, people want to find you, and where are you at? Guide everybody.
So the easiest way to find me is Facebook, Brandon Carpenter. It's real simple. I haven't started a page for Carpenter's Customs. It's been one of those things I haven't really seen the need to. That pretty much everybody communicates with me on my regular Facebook, and it's kind of always been that way. And got a big following there, so it's like I just keep that going.
I can tell you, if you keep it social and non-business, you're fine. If you start conducting any business on there, and Facebook they will take it. They will
Yeah.
yank it, and it's a goner. Randy, what's going on? And Ingrid in the house. Hi, Ingrid. Good to have you on here. And yeah, Ingrid's got good advice. Go and hang out with Vic Kaliva and Jeff Botello, and get to know the West Coast legends out here, man. These guys are builders and polishers, and guys have been around a while, so definitely want to meet them and hang out. So everybody check out Brandon. If if you kind of like what you see, and who wouldn't, got a semi Amish guy here hanging out at this
There
show. And let's preface this a little bit. I mean, the whole Amish thing, man, it's a gag, deal, but it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
there is a lot of people who believed for a long time I was really Amish, and I kept that going for a while and had some fun with it, because that was always the thing, and that's kind of how all this got started, was the joke of I'm the Amish truck builder, and one of these days I might have some more fun with that, because me living where I'm living at, we could definitely have some fun with some of the local Amish people around here and do some funny videos. So
Oh,
might get around to that one of these days.
I think that's probably in the mix ahead somewhere at some point. No, I think it's great. Can't wait to see you in person again. Don't know when that's going to be, but uh, you never can tell. You just don't know.
Never
I may
know.
make it out your way, and who knows? You may come out here. So in the meantime, we'll catch you around on the social media channels, and watch what's going on. Keep up the good work, and stay in touch. Okay.
You too. Thank you. It was good seeing you, John. It was good seeing you all. Have a good evening.
Right on. Take care, everybody. Brandon Carpenter. All right, Brandon. See ya. All right. Friend there, Brandon Carpenter, and a great guy. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a snapshot, of who Brandon is and what he does and what he has going on. It's nice to still meet folks, especially a younger fella like Brandon. He's keeping it real, man. He's keeping it old school, and he's keeping it real, and I enjoy that. I think it's great. Um, I hope there's going to be more guys like him coming up, and keeping things for all of us, keeping things together and keeping it real. So, Kevin, thanks, man. Yeah, and everybody else that came in, I appreciate you guys. Some shows coming up that I wanted to chat about. And next weekend, our own Eric Hill is going to be out there, and we did a little bit of promo on that. We had a show a couple weeks ago, talked about it, Badger State Trucking Show, and that's going to be Badger Steam and Gas Grounds in Baraboo, Wisconsin, man. So BadgerStateTruckingShow.org. Check it out. Trucking for a Cause truck show coming up, and that's going to be on that same weekend. So there's kind of a couple that are overlapping, and one's in Wisconsin, one's in Illinois. Eric, like I said, Eric Hill will be out at the Badger State show, covering that for us there at 10-4. So you guys will be looking around. Dennis, what's going on, buddy? Good to have Dennis Mitchell in the house, and Aunt Barb. Hope, and I'm sure she's nearby as well. Want to thank Brandon again. If you haven't seen Brandon's brand out there before, Carpenter Custom Truck and Trailer, love the fact that we are in a working partnership and he does work with us and advertise and sponsor some of the shows out there. Hi, Molly, what's going on? Molly Dickerson, make a time to come out and here hang on the show. All is pretty well, Molly. We need to talk. So yeah, it's that time of the month again, and let's make it happen. Give me a call when you've got the time. I'll be starting to reach out to you. In fact, tomorrow. So I hope things are well with you guys. It looks like first day of school stuff going on already. So get ready for all that, everybody. The first day of the new school year, pictures and posts are going to start flowing in from everybody. All the moms and dads out there sharing what their kids are looking like and where they're going for the fall 2025 school year. I want to also thank Lifetime. Appreciate Nikki and JR and all the family out there. Lifetime Plastic Covers. You guys are awesome. Love working with them. We've had a long time relationship with them, and they're a fantastic partner with us at Mid-America every year, and they do some other stuff with us throughout the year as well. So again, prayers to JR and his family. JR, I hope you get well, heal better and fast, and get back out there soon, my brother. Definitely want you getting through all this and seeing you on the other side out of there and healthy. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I will talk with you then, Molly. Thank you very much. Kim, good to have you on the show, and John and everybody else. Thanks everybody for dropping by. It's always fun to have you guys in the studio with us. Appreciate your time. I know it's valuable. Lots of choices out there, what you do with it. Appreciate that you make time for Studio 10-4 Live and the folks that we bring in here to share with you a little bit and hear their stories and talk about what's going on. Website's up. Obviously, you guys hopefully have been checking it out. It is up with all the new picks for August, new cover, everything's out. Magazines are out. All the new stories and pictures. So get on over there and check it all out at 104magazine.com. If you haven't got a subscription to 104magazine.com is where you want to go, and hit that subscribe button and get your subscription sent to you every month. Real simple. 12 copies, one issue each month sent directly to you, and that way you'll never miss one. All right, you guys, you take care. We will be talking soon. Till the next time, keep the shiny side up. Stay safe out there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. We will be back with you soon. Take care.